Hello and welcome to Wejustquoting the podcast, but we do more than just quote. This is We Just Quote Wednesday, and today I'll be talking about Messi signing with Paris Saint-Germain, Premier League football, and this week's quote of the week, which will be revealed in the podcast. Stay at the end to get a clue about next week's podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you know exactly when a new podcast comes out, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend. And let's get into it. Today's podcast is very football based, very ironic since I don't really watch football. I'm not a huge football fan. However, as I've said before, with the Euros and linking that to the Olympics, it's about this idea of sportsmanship and everyone just coming together to cheer for their teams, cheer for their countries, etc., etc., etc. So I want to start off with Messi. Lionel Messi, which I don't believe I need to introduce and say who it is because I'm pretty sure you all know who he is. But for those who don't and maybe in the dark about who this player is, I'll give you a bit of a description about him. So he is an Argentine professional footballer. He plays as a forward for Paris Saint-Germain and captains the Argentina national team. He is known as a legend and he holds a big position in the world of sports. He has outstanding performances that permits his entire career. So that's a bit about him. Before he was with Barcelona FC, but now he signs a 2-year contract with Paris Saint-Germain. Lionel Messi has officially signed for French club Paris Saint-Germain, bringing his long-term association with FC Barcelona to an end. The French giant said in a statement that the Argentine superstar is signing a 2-year deal with an option of a 3rd year. I'm excited to begin a new chapter of my career at Paris Saint-Germain. Everything about the club matches my football ambitions, Messi said in a statement. I know how talented the squad and the coaching staff are here. I am determined to help build something special for the club and fans, and I'm looking forward to stepping out onto the pitch at the Parc des Princes. Messi is trying something new. He has left his old team and has joined a new team, and it's kind of this idea of being very comfortable, because you could say he was very comfortable with Barcelona. He was there for a very long time to now be moving to PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. And I think this is an important idea to talk about, not always staying comfortable and going out of your comfort zone and trying new things. Even if it's in the same field, moving to a different football club is a big deal. And it's this idea that you're comfortable in the position and you've been here all your life, but it's now about moving on and trying something new. Not necessarily better, but just something new. It's the sort of thing like leaving the nest, when you're moving out from your parents. You've had this comfort all your life because you've lived with them and now you're out on your own. That kind of thing about reaching out, trying new things and stepping out of your comfort zone. And even if it is your comfort zone, just switching it up. You never want to get too complacent. You never want to be too comfortable, because that is when you trip and that is when you fall and that is when somebody will come and overtake you. This idea about athletes celebrating too early, or just people in general celebrating too early because you've got complacent, because you think you've got this when actually you haven't. That's when someone comes and overtakes you. And it's this idea about pushing the boundaries, never getting too complacent, too comfortable, and trying new things. Jay Mullings says, complacency is man's biggest weakness. It creeps upon us when we least expect it. Don't get too complacent. It's this idea that it is a big weakness, because when you're too comfortable, when you put yourself on this pedestal and you're too high and you're not trying to climb, somebody will come and take with the chair and you'll fall. Don't get too complacent. Never become complacent. Nothing in life is certain, by JL. That is so true. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Look at the whole COVID-19 thing. Could anyone really have said, oh, in 2019 there's going to be a COVID-19 and in 2020 there's going to be a lockdown? Like, think about it. 20 years ago, nothing in life is certain. You have something, then it's taken away from you. You never know what is going to happen. Nothing in life is certain. And so you can't get too complacent and you can't get too comfortable. When the whole COVID thing happened and A-level students and GCSE students and AS students were meant to write their exams, earlier that year, no one thought, oh, we're not going to write exams this year. No. It got taken away. And you can't get too complacent. You never know what's going to happen. So like the quote says, never become complacent. Nothing in life is certain. Andy Grove says that success breeds complacency. Complacency breeds failure. Only the paranoid survive. And you know what? I absolutely love that. I'm going to break it down for you. You get success. You're winning, right? But then you might get complacent. You get to a point where, you know what? I've got this. I'm doing me. I'm winning. That complacency breeds failure because you're not pushing yourself. You're not getting better. You're leaving yourself vulnerable for attack. It's like opening your house door and leaving it wide open for somebody to come and rob you. That's the same as being complacent. That will then breed failure. And only the paranoid will survive. In that sense, I believe what Andy Grove is saying is like, you're constantly thinking, oh, I need to do better. I need to keep on pushing. Those are the ones who survive because those people don't get complacent. And you shouldn't get complacent. You should be always thinking, how can I get to the next level? You know, there's always more you can do. I've got this mindset. I'm not saying it's the greatest mindset in the world, but I've got this mindset where it's like, I can be working for like 2-3 hours straight, but I'll still feel like I haven't done enough. I still feel like in that time I could have done more because I'm always pushing myself to do more and be better and do more. Because I got an A, okay, I was too often A star. Why did I not get that A star? I'm not complacent with the A. I'm pushing to get the A star, if you know what I mean. It's this idea about not being complacent and always pushing yourself and breaking boundaries. When you reach level 20, push yourself to get to level 21, level 22, have the goal to get to level 60. And when you get to level 60, don't just be complacent there. Keep on pushing, keep on breaking boundaries. Success breeds complacency. Complacency breeds failure. Only the paranoid survive. Don't get too complacent. So I've spoken about Messi, him trying something new, him not getting complacent, and now I want to talk about Premier League football. Now, I don't watch the Premier League at all, never watch the matches, but I'm always interested to see who's on the table, who's number one, where all the different clubs are at. They know who's at the bottom, who's made the most progress, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so right now there's 20 teams in the table. I'm going to go backwards from 20th place to number 1. Those who have been keeping up with the football know exactly what's going on and so know like who's where. But as of recording this podcast, in 20th place out of 20, we've got Leeds United. Then following that in 19th, we've got Norwich City. Then we've got Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Southampton, Newcastle in 15, the Wolves in 14, Man City in 13, Burnley, Aston Villa, and Tottenham in number 10. In 9th place, we've got Leicester City, followed by Brighton, Watford, Brentford, and our top 5, we've got Everton 5th, West Ham 4th, Liverpool 3rd, Chelsea 2nd, and Man United top of the table, number 1. I always find the league tables interesting. I like seeing who's where, who's winning, what's what. Obviously, I never, like I said, don't really watch the matches, but I do like seeing who's who and where's where. I like football in the sense that, again, people are coming together, supporting their teams, going down to stadiums, watching from the TVs, screaming and shouting, and having all their energy invested because they want their team to win. On the day of recording this podcast, we had on Sunday Newcastle versus West Ham. Unfortunately, Newcastle lost. West Ham won 4-2. Also on Sunday, we had Tottenham versus Man City. Tottenham won 1-0. On Saturday 21st, I believe that is this Saturday, on the day this podcast comes out. Yep, this Saturday, we have actually quite a few matches. We have 6 matches, one at 12:30, 3 at the same time. I don't know how people, no, 4 at the same time. I don't know how people are going to watch that. And then we've got one at 5:30. So we've got Liverpool versus Burnley at 12:30. At 3 o'clock, we have Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Also at 3, we've got Crystal Palace versus Brentford. Also at 3, we've got Leeds United versus Everton. And also at 3, we have Man City versus Norwich City. Then that same day at 5:30, we've got Brighton versus Watford. Anyone who's watching matches on that day, good luck trying to watch 3 matches at the same time. But I mean, if I can manage to watch 3 series at the same time, I'm sure you can manage to watch 3 football matches at the same time. I'm probably just going to watch the one that you are supporting the most and the team you want to win. So that's a bit about Premier League football matches coming up, the league tables. Next week, potentially I might read out the league tables again because I think it's really interesting to see who's who and where's where. Might make that a regular thing up until the Premier League ends. But yeah, I like the idea of coming together, playing football, supporting one another, because I feel like it's very important to show support for one another. It's very important to be genuinely happy for when another team wins. This idea of genuinely being happy, saying, I'm happy for you. Linking back to this idea I spoke about last week about the phrase good for you and being genuinely happy for someone. Or was it, I think it was 2 weeks. Make sure you check out last week's WJQ Wednesday podcast. I speak about GCSE and A-level results day. So check that out, link in the description. But yeah, I feel that's a very important thing. Being genuinely happy for people. And I feel like in this world where it's kind of like everyone's out for themselves, it's really nice to see when, like, this idea of sportsmanship I spoke about last week. It's nice to see people caring for other people and being genuinely happy for them. I feel like there's so much jealousy, so much envy, so much hate in the world. And if you're not careful, you can let that take over. And that isn't right. I don't know if you know Bible stories, the story of Cain and Abel, how jealousy took over him. Actually, I'm going to read that story to you. It was Cain, Abel's brother, who let jealousy take over him, and he ended up killing his brother because he wasn't genuinely happy for him. The story of Cain and Abel, in short, is Abel in the Old Testament, second son of Adam and Eve, who was slain by his older brother Cain. According to Genesis, Abel, a shepherd, offered the Lord the firstborn of his flock. The Lord respected Abel's sacrifice, but did not respect that offered by Cain. In a jealous rage, Cain murdered Abel. This idea of the Lord not accepting Cain's sacrifice, he got jealous, he got angry, he wasn't genuinely happy for his brother, and this anger took over and he murdered his own brother. That's your own blood, and you killed your own brother. What is this story teaching us? Well, Cain offered fruit and grain, and Abel offered fresh meat from his flock. God then tells Cain that it's up to him what happens. If he changes, he will be able to control his anger and not sin. If, on the other hand, he does not, his anger will overcome him and he will commit a terrible crime. This idea of jealousy, this idea of hatred towards other people, envy, and not being genuinely happy for them, it can take over you, and like Cain, you can commit a terrible crime. And I just feel like we should be genuinely happy for other people. Like, I'm happy for you. like someone's doing well in their life. I'm happy for you. Just be happy for other people. Your time will come, your thing will come. Opportunity comes for somebody your way. And I feel like, especially if something you wanted this role, you wanted this position, you didn't get it, they did. Now it's very easy to be jealous and very angry. But instead, why not? Why can't we just be genuinely happy for them? Robert Henlin says one of the sanest, surest, and most generous joys of life comes from being happy over the good fortune of others. David McKay says true happiness comes only by making others happy. David Laura says, no, David, not David, excuse me, Dalia Lama says love is wanting others to be happy. This idea of genuinely being happy for somebody else. Two things prevent us from happiness: living in the past and observing others. Be happy for somebody else. See what they're doing and be happy for them. Just be genuinely happy for them. And this idea of jealousy can really take over, and it's really, really, really not healthy. It's a new week, so it's a new quote of the week, and this week's quote of the week is be your own teacher. We have the classic stereotypical teacher, the classroom, the teacher, it's you, but life is full of many lessons, and there are many teachers that you don't think you come across because it's not in that teacher-student classroom saying, but you can be your own teacher, going out and educating yourself, learning about new things, be your own teacher. Don't always wait for people to tell you how to do things. Go out and seek new information, just like you should go out and seek opportunities for yourself and not wait them to fall into your lap. You should go out and work for things and go out and look for new opportunities for yourself. You should be your own teacher. We are learning lessons all the time and we should be teachers for others, but you should also be your own teacher and teach yourself new things. Educate yourself on world news, things happening in the world. Learn something new. Be independent with your studies. It's all about being your own teacher and not waiting for things to fall into place and being active. Kyle Chandler says opportunity does not knock, it presents itself when you beat down the door. 100% agree with that. You can't wait for things to happen. It's not going to come to you. You have to graft, you have to work hard, you have to go and seek those opportunities for yourself. You have to go teach yourself. You will not always have everything taught to you and thrown at you. You have to be your own teacher and go out actively learning for stuff. H. Jackson Brown Jr. says nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. The worst thing ever is missing an opportunity being there and you didn't grab it and take it. You didn't take your two hands and grab the opportunity. That's the worst thing ever. Just sitting and letting things by because you didn't go out and educate yourself. You didn't go and teach yourself. You were waiting for somebody else to do it for you. Be your own teacher. H. Jackson Brown Jr. also says, seek opportunity, not security. A boat in harbour is safe, but in time, its bottom will rot out. Go seek opportunities. Don't wait for security. Don't wait for anyone to come to you. Be your own teacher. Opportunities come not from waiting, but from seeking. Don't wait to be taught. Go out and look. Be your own teacher. Thank you for listening. This has been WJQ Wednesday. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Look out for WJQ shorts and mini podcasts in between WJQ Wednesdays. And check out last week's WJQ Wednesday. Submit questions, quotes, and topic ideas to wjqwednesday@gmail.com. Thank you again for listening, and bye-bye for now. You can overcome anything if and only if you love something enough.